Good afternoon, everyone. I hope our day is going well. Welcome to today's series for the Farmers Empowerment Series 2023. This is the first one for this year, and I'm excited to be here today. I don't know if anyone is excited just as I am. And officially, Happy New Year everyone. I know we've said Happy New Year on our different communities, Telegram, WhatsApp, and social media, Instagram. But this is a virtual way of me saying Happy New Year to everyone, from me to you and from Farm Speak to you. I hope this year is an awesome one for everyone in our career, in our families, and in our businesses. So, yes, this year's, of course, our empowerment series is brought to you by Farm Speak Technology. And the first one for this year, it's the youth agriculture and technology. You agree with me that this is a very vital topic to be discussed in our economy today. And this is as a result of the fact that we don't have enough youth playing within the agricultural value chain due to one hurdle or the other, lack of awareness. Most of the youth don't even understand that the agricultural value chain is vast and there are a lot of opportunities to harness within the agricultural value chain. And this is why we're here today. So if you're having questions around, do I have to necessarily be on the field all the time, tilling the soil? This webinar is for you. If you want to know how to harness technology within the agricultural value chain, this webinar is also for you. And if you want to know if agriculture is actually profitable, because most used to always say, "Oh, agriculture is for the old people. There's no money to be made in agriculture." Just chill. This webinar is actually for you. And it is brought to you by Farm Speak Technology. Welcome to our returning subscribers. And if you are new here, this is the official channel for Farm Speak Technology Limited. And at Farm Speak, we're an agri-tech company that is keen at boosting food security in Nigeria, impact farmers by providing them with technological devices and services, boosting their operations, their profitability, and their productivity. So we have quite a couple of solutions. We have the software solution, which is called FS Manager. It is an accounting software where farmers can digitize their operations, track their inventory, record all their farm operations, have their customer database, staff database, everything concerning bookkeeping and digitizing your operations, becoming a better manager of your farm, boosting your credit worthiness as a farmer so you can have access to financial support from financial institutions. This software is for you. You can go on our website or you can chat our online support to know how to register. It is actually for a token. I tell you, it's very affordable. And then we have the hardware solution, which is a farm camera where farmers can, have access to what is happening in their poultry farms, their aside poultry, anything, crop, poultry, your store, you have access to what is happening. Theft is becoming a thing right now in the poultry and also crop industry where farmers lose their goods to people who pick. So you have this farm camera to help you out, and it's actually very affordable as well. This is the best deal and juicy deal you can get from any company right now. And then we have our monitoring device called PenKeep. This is specifically for poultry farmers to help you monitor, control, and regulate your pen environment in real time. So you can have control of what is happening to your birds during the brooding phase to the end of the cycle. This device can help you track your environmental parameters like the temperature, relative humidity, and the air quality. And you are assured that you will have reduction in your poultry mortality at the end of the production cycle. This is what FarmSpeak is about. So I'm sure the links will be dropped as to our community pages, our Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook page. So you can chat anyone up if you want more inquiries. And so why we are here today is to discuss on youth agriculture, and technology. So please, without further ado, we have our honorable speaker right now here on this live session, Miss Stella. Arowolo. Yes, so please welcome on board as I go through her profile. Miss Stella Sikemi Arowolo, sorry, fondly called Agbegbinri, is an agricultural advocate whose vision is to transcend the sector to the next level. She believes the agricultural value chain is long enough to accommodate everyone and stands to show the light in agriculture by advocating for the capacity of the sector to ensure no poverty, which is SDG 1, zero hunger, SDG 2, good health and well being, SDG 3, with decent work and economic growth, SDG 8. She is the founder of Beyond Attendance, an agro-based initiative devoted to seeing to the involvement of youth, especially agricultural undergraduates in agriculture. She is a greenhouse manager in Soilless Farm Lab and a virtual agricultural executive assistant in Farm Global Technologies, both of which are agri-tech companies, which has aided her communication, organization, research, collaboration, and public speaking skills. Stella is a fellow of My Farm Base Africa and a certified agribusiness and finance professional. She also has a vast customer service skill. Stella is a believer of Christ and a member of the Youth Africa Leaders Initiative Network, YALI. She's a student who is in her ultimate year studying crop production, specializing in soil and farm mechanization at Olabisi Onabanjo University College of Agricultural Sciences. She is the Director of Projects and Exchange of the International Association of Students in Agricultural and Related Sciences and a partner of the YTOP Global Community. Knowledge acquisition and diligence are her watchword for life. Stella is open to positive agricultural engagement and opportunities. This is a wow, this is huge. Ladies and gentlemen, listening to this intro, the cap actually fits. You would agree with me that we have the right person on this session today. Please give a virtual round of applause and welcome to our honorable speaker, Miss Stella. Please, Miss Stella, you can have the floor. Welcome on board.
Technology. My name is Arowolo Stella Shikemi, popularly known as Agbebirin. Yeah. Can everyone hear? Like, can you hear me? Am I audible enough? After is kindly
Yes, I
confirm that.
can. I can hear you very
All
audible.
right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be amidst wonderful youth who are looking forward to taking the agricultural sector to the next level. Yes, because we won't remain like this forever. We are transforming, we are growing, and we need to grow in knowledge in order for us to be able to position ourselves appropriately in the agro marketplace of the 21st century. So today we are looking into youth, agriculture, and technology. And the main thing we are going to be speaking about is youth and agriculture. What exactly do we want to do? What exactly do we want to partake in? What actions are we supposed to be, looking forward to? And, we'll now bring the technology part to it because technology is like an enabler of who we are. Technology is going to enable us. Technology is going to help us do better. But we are still the one working in the agri sector. So I'm going to be popping up my presentation now. Um, thank you. Um, now. Yeah, so can you see my screen, Daisy? Can you see the presentation slide?
Not yet. I haven't. As soon as I do, I'll let you know. I haven't seen the screen. This
Okay,
live.
it's here. I can actually see it here, but I don't know why it's not getting maximized. Okay, share screen. Okay. So can you see it now? Can you see it? To see my screen now. It's now visible. Adaise, are you there?
Your screen. I can see your screen.
So you can also see it, right?
Yes, I can. I can.
Okay, all right. So let's move straight to business. So today, like I said, youth involvement in agriculture will be the main thing, and then we'll look into how technology would enable us to do better. Because once we get it right with our stand as youth in the agricultural sector, we'll then know how we want to use the technical part, the art, science, and technology together to embrace what we are doing. So this is presented by me, Arugode Stella Shikemi, popularly known as Agbediri. So who are youth? Who are youth? Who are the category of people that are called the youth in the 21st century? Fine, we are in Africa and streamlining it down to Nigeria. We'll be looking at who youth are called in Africa. And according to the African Youth Charter, which is the organization that looks into youth affairs in Africa, defines youth as any individual between the age of 15 to 35 years of age. Yes, anyone who is within the age of 15 to 35 years of age. So some people say, oh, I have somebody who is 17. Is the person a youth? Yes, the person is a youth. And some will say, oh, I am 30 years or I'm 32 years. I'm no longer a youth. According to the African Youth Charter, a youth is somebody who is within the age of 15 to 35 years. So it means these people are the active set of people who can do something, not even in the agricultural sector alone, but across board in different sphere of influence. These people are the ones who are in the learning phase, people who can do something actively, people who can transcend, people who can transform, people who can bring new ideas, people with new initiative. Not the elderly ones, they've done it, they've been doing it, but we need people who can do something different, fine, doing the same thing in a different way to attain more profitability, sustainability for a better world. So these people within the age of 15 to 35 are the youth. And when we are talking about the population of youth in Africa, Africa has the youngest population of youth, even in the world, with over 70% of in Sub-Saharan Africa. And when we are talking about Sub-Saharan Africa, our side of Africa under the age of 30, it means looking at Africa at large, we have the population, we have the capacity, but what exactly are we doing that is not yet fitting into the 21st century agro marketplace? Now we have the capacity of this 15 to 35 years old people who can make change, who can bridge change. people who can think differently, people who can look into a situation and say, oh, this is the cause of the problem and here is the solution. According to the records, according to the statistics, we have this population. Over 70% of sub-Saharan Africa are under the age of 30. So what exactly is it that is going on? And when we are talking about the age distribution of African farmers as a whole, it is no longer a news that the larger percentage of people growing the African food are the subsistence farmer, are the old age farmers. And the average age of an African farmer is within the age of 50 to 55. And it is clear on board, it is clear on statistics. We have the people of 40, remember in our second slide, we are saying the people within the age of 15 to 35 are the youth. But to even start with, aside from recent activities, based on the statistics we have so far, we don't even have this age group under youth engagement, under agricultural food production in Africa. Why? Because from here it is even starting from 40. From 40 to 45 at 25%, from 46 to 50 at 35%, from 51 to 55 at 15%, from 56 to 60 at 25%. It means the larger percentage of age range producing the African food right now are within the age of 46 to 50, 45 to 50. Yes, we can say 46 to 50, we can say 45 to 50. So where are the youth? Where are the larger population which are under the range of 15 to 35? That should be the question. What are they doing? And we all know, and I know you will agree with me also, that in Africa at large, we are facing the issue of unemployment. So it means if these people are not actively involved agriculturally, they are not doing anything. And how are we going to move? How are we going to grow? How are we going to do something different? Can you see the problem? These people are not actively engaged, and simultaneously, they are not even in the industry that is available to everyone, which is agriculture. It means aside from people who are not in the specific place of other industries, these people within the age of 15 to 35 are not in the agricultural sector. They are not available to cap it well in the agricultural sector, to be precise. So where are they? Where is the capacity? And that will take us to the place of the future of food. If these people are not available in the agricultural industry, and the larger percentage of people growing our food are within the age of 40 above, what will happen to the future of food? Like, where are we going to get our food in the nearest future? It is even no longer a news that there are situations whereby across Africa there is money to buy the food, but the food is not even available to be purchased. Yes, because these old age farmers, naturally their cycles will happen, growth stages will come, and they are no longer being available in the next 30 to 35 years. So what will happen to the future of food? And when we are settling on those things, the place of farming will come in, on availability of food. And when we are talking about the future of food, it is a place whereby we end hunger, achieve food security, and improve nutrition that promotes sustainable agriculture. That is the future of food. When we are looking at the future of food, it should be a situation whereby we don't have hunger, we can achieve food security. The food security, the food that we have, it is a food that can give nutrition to the consumers and that can promote sustainable agriculture. Because even when we talk about from when we are looking at it from the side of soil, most of the soil that are available for the growing of crops are degraded. They are not the mineral content of those soil have declined. So if we are not looking into the side of sustainable agriculture, then we are automatically going to be producing food that are not nutritious. And when we are producing food that are not nutritious, people will not be able to have the active nutrients to be able to carry out their life activities. So everything boils down to the availability of food. You can be across different spheres of life, but when food is not available, what would you do? What will you do to your ideas? What will you do to your engagement? What will you do to your activities when there is no food? And what are we saying is we are not even specific about the food to be available alone, but we are saying this food should be nutritious and there should be ways of promoting sustainable agriculture. We are in a world of climate change and global warming. A lot is happening to the climate. I was even surprised, I think last week, rain falling in January here in Nigeria, in our side, it is a total visibility of climate change, what is happening in our climate. So we can't keep growing the conventional way. We can't keep producing food the conventional way. Things have changed. And remember that these old farmers are the ones you will tell, oh, we want to do this, we want to do that, and they'll tell you we've been doing this system for years and we can't buy into the new ideas. So who are the people that will grow this food? The youth. Who are the people that welcome these new ideas? The youth. Who are the people that will transform the side of growing conventionally using hoes and cutlasses? The youth. With what? Using technology as an enabler. So we need to understand these things. When people talk, you hear things like, oh, agriculture is the next gold mine. In agriculture, there is money. Yes, we are not saying there's no money. We are not saying, oh, agriculture is not the new oil. We are not saying agriculture isn't the new gold mine. But how are we going to express this? Through technology, bringing in the science and the art into technology. Agriculture on its own is a science. So when we are not seeing it as a science and we are practicing it the crude way, then we will not achieve the future of food, which is to attain food security, zero hunger, nutritious food, and sustainable agro systems. And you will agree with me that the agri-food systems are not even close to being fully enabled with technology. When you still go to some parts of Africa, you will experience, you will see crude ways of farming. Everything is still very, very crude. But who are the people that will make sure that these things are no longer crude? Who are the people that will welcome these ideas? Even when you go for, what is it called, when you go for outreaches, when you go for agro enlightening series, when you go for engagement personally, and you meet with all these rural farmers who are even the lifeline of food security at the moment in Africa, they will tell you they don't want to use fertilizers. They will tell you they don't want to use agrochemicals. And what we are now saying is, even we are moving from the side of agrochemicals to organic manures, to organic integrated pest management, things like that. But they don't want to understand, and we can't keep following them. We need to do something different to secure the future of food. So if we are not doing something different, then we are not going to secure the future of food. So this needs to be where we are going to. And how are we going to put this into consideration? It is by inviting the youth, by ensuring that the youth are actively engaged in the agro sector. And this is even the state of youth unemployment in Africa, like I said earlier. If we are saying that these youths are not available in the agro space, what is happening? In fact, in the world at large, there is a side of unemployment. In sub-Saharan Africa, is there, in Western Africa, in Eastern Africa, in Middle Africa, in Southern Africa, it is there. Like, it is just available. So do we want to remain unemployed? Do we want to remain idle? Don't we want to do something different? And who are the people that will take up the task of doing something different? Still the youth. Because if we keep relying on our our aged farmers, don't let me say old farmers, who are even the ones producing our food currently, how are we going to feed our upcoming generations? Like, what will be the state of food in the next 50 years? It's not about what we are eating today. It's not about the fact that I have rice in my store today. It's about, will rice be available in the next 30 to 50 years? That is the goal. Like, that is what we are looking into. And what are the opportunities? I know somebody will be like, oh, Agabiru is saying this. Okay, we youth are now ready. What should we do? We youth are now ready. How should we see it? We youth are now ready. How should we go into it? It is high time we start seeing agriculture as a business. For anybody that wants to do something meaningful in the agro space, you need to see it beyond the fear of, oh, I have somewhere in my backyard where I can grow vegetables. Let me just, sow my seed and they will germinate. And after all, I'll take it to the market to grow. No. When you go to other sectors, when you go to other industries, in fact, before they invest, they will plan, they will prepare, they will carry out draft of what will go into that business, of what will happen during the business. All things being equal, if in fact they will prepare for risk, there is a place of risk management. So, as a youth in the agro sector, you need to start thinking, I want to go into poultry farming. Think like a businessman or a businesswoman. I want to go into the production of rice. I want to go into the production of leafy vegetables. I want to go into the production of fruity vegetables. You need to start seeing it beyond passion. Yeah. Most people do things in the agro sector because, oh, I love rearing birds, I love birds, so I want to rear birds. Yes, it is good, but there's something that will take you beyond your passion. Because when you start rearing birds and you don't know the do's and don'ts of rearing birds, you don't know how you should go about rearing birds, you don't know, oh, the season of rearing birds, you don't have a market before rearing birds, then you'll be frustrated. That is it. And you'll be then like, oh, I have a passion for growing birds, I have a passion for rearing animals, I have a passion for rearing goats, but you don't know what and what is meant to be put in place. You don't know their housing system, you don't know their feeding system, you don't know their birth system, you don't know how they patriate, you don't know how they gestate. Like, you need to know all those things as a youth. It is just like going to school. You need to learn. I wouldn't even advise any youth to move into any sphere of the agricultural sector without learning about it. Not because you have an idea about it, not because your grandmother used to rear birds when you were young, not because, oh, you used to have a neighbor who rears pigs when around you. No, because you want to go into it, you need to learn about it. Because as a matter of fact, when you don't learn, you shouldn't even be entitled to earn. Yes, that is the truth. You want to go into the production of birds and you are not learning. So why should you think that venture should create a source of earning for you? You will surely go haywire. You will surely miss something. You don't know, maybe it is when you are meant to give them multivitamins, you are giving them, let me say, antibiotics, and you expect yourself to earn something from it. You will surely get frustrated, and maybe in the space of a week you are losing close to 50 birds. Then what would remain? And out of that 50 birds, don't forget, you are eating from your profit already. You are venturing into declining the place of your profit. And for example, let us assume you just invested maybe like millions because you have that money. You are going to pay your workers, you are going to feed them a lot. And that is where the place of, oh, agri ventures don't last long. Agricultural ventures, yeah, they easily get go down the drain. It will surely happen like that because you did not learn initially. And that is it about learning. So you shouldn't just say, oh, I have passion for growing birds, I have passion to enlighten people, even for the side of advocacy. Somebody like me that will say, what I just want to do is I want to make people understand the side of doing the right thing at the right time in the agro sector. There is a place of learning. There is a place of sitting under mentors. There is a place of reading books. There is a place of learning outside Africa. There is a place of saying, oh, how is it being done in outside Nigeria? There is a place of saying, okay, this seed is growing well in the Netherlands. How will I bring? You can't just bring that seed to Nigeria. As a matter of fact, any idea that you are looking into should be localized. You can't just say, oh, because the plants are being watered in the morning and in the evening in the Netherlands, you are also going to water it like that in Nigeria. No, we don't have the same climate. Our weather condition is not the same thing. You don't know the temperature of Netherlands, you don't know the temperature of Africa, but because this seed is yielding well in the Netherlands, you automatically want to bring it to Nigeria. You see, the place of technology is to enable us, but we really need to learn what we want to do. We really need to know what we are doing and how we want to do it. Not knowing what you are doing, how you want to do it is a no, and you are saying, oh, technology is going to help me. Technology won't help you. Technology is a device on its own. It's like when you want to make a call and you don't have the number of the person you want to call just because you have the phone. Who do you want to contact? That is just it. You have to have the number of the person you want to call before saying, oh, I then have a phone. So you have to know what exactly you want to do in the agro space, how you want to do it, what you want to change, the solution you want to bring before inviting technology idea. You must be strategic about what you want to do. If you are not well informed about that, then there's nothing technology wants to do. Even if you have the technological equipment, you have the technological ideas. There's an idea about agro e-marketing. Look at somebody who does not even know what is happening in the local market close to him or her. Then you want to go out into agro e-marketing. Like, why? You like, okay, you realize, oh, there's something whereby you order things online, then you want to bring that idea into agriculture. But mind you, this person does not even know how much tomato costs in his local market. He does not even know, oh, what should I then do to make sure that I'm going to be an effective player in with an in-market. You don't even know what these women in the local market are passing through. You don't know how their tomatoes get easily perished. You don't know how they process. You don't know how they store. But you want to go to e-learning, like e-marketing. How would that work? It is not going to work. So, like I said, it will just look like, oh, having a phone and not having the number of the person you want to call. It won't work. So that is the idea about it. And somebody is not like, oh, Agbebiri is telling us, Agbebiri is doing this, Agbebiri is doing that. So how are you going to improve? It is the place of the agri value chain. I know somebody will be like, oh, the average value chain, oh, what I just want to do is I just want to grow birds. What I just want to do is I just want to grow vegetables. I'm always using vegetables and birds because I love vegetables. And as for birds, it's always the common thing to rear for anybody who wants to venture into agriculture. So for somebody like Agbebiri who wants to go into the production of vegetables, see, everybody around you can grow vegetable. What will you do that is different? And that is where you look into the side of the agri value chain. Even in the agri value chain, we have from pre-production to production to processing, distribution, commercialization, nutrition, consumption, a lot. But for Agbebiri who does not know what she wants to do in full, but have passion for growing vegetables, will just say, oh, I want to grow vegetables. Mind you, that is just a segment of the agri value chain. And that is where our farmers come in place. They are doing that already. As a matter of fact, I do tell people around me, like people who are agriculturally inclined, that as a youth who want to come into the agri sector, I don't even think you should be interested in growing. You should be interested in adding value to what has been grown. When you go to the local market, sometimes whenever you go, maybe late in the evening, these market women are not even out of the market yet, but you see them disposing their vegetables that they've not been able to sell for the day. Yes, why? Because they can't even, they don't have the idea to process it, they don't have the idea to store it. But you also want to be like them, you also want to grow. Why do you want to grow? When you have this, you have the produce available already. Why can't you partner with these women? Oh, mama of the market, I know you grow, I know you bring to the market. Can you bring for me every seven days? How should I dry? How should I package? There are a lot of people who are not even interested in doing, like, everybody wants things to be easy now. For example, in my own side, there's this vegetable called ewedu. Okay, you are somebody who wants to come into the agro sector, very passionate about growing vegetables. Which vegetables to be precise? Ewedu. Why should you want to go into the production of ewedu? I think some women, like they were these women that go into night traveling for transportation of vegetables, whole stock, like cars, like two or three cars stocked with this vegetable before they get to their destination. Even when they get to their destination, before it gets to the consumer, out of the 100% nutrition of the vegetable, like 60 is gone. So as a young person, as a youth who wants to come into the agro space, what should you do? Meet up with this kind of people. Let me dry it, let me package it, let me take it, let me customize it, let me, there's a place of even branding. Let me brand it. And that is how you are going to get additional value to your produce. And that will make you different. A lot of people just want to come into the agricultural sector to grow. No, we even have the policy makers, the people that are making this policy as it stands, don't even know about what is going on in the agro sector. And we have, for those of us studying agriculture, we have graduates of agriculture who are not even interested in knowing whatever is going on. How are we going to grow? What will bring the change? And there's that you that will say, oh, there's a place of technology, somebody who does not even know what is going on, and all you just want to do is to do something online, do something with the tech guys, and bring out a product. It won't work like that. We will keep repeating the cycle. We will keep making these errors. When we talk about the pre-production phase, there are a lot. These rural farmers, these local farmers, these age farmers, they need improved seeds. And these people, the companies that are doing good work about the production of seeds. Why don't you be in the place of marketing these seeds to these people? Why don't you be in the place of drafting out their weather condition to help them grow better? When you tell them this isn't that, oh, papa, mama, do this, it will help you improve your yield, and it happens well, when it is the next season, they will surely contact you. But you just want to be like them, and you want to grow vegetables like them instead of helping them make a better change. So there's a place of irrigation. You realize that, oh, this farmer planted cassava. His cassava plants, they are stunted. What happened? Is it irrigation? Can you look into that? How can you advise them? What can be done to help them improve services? The place of production is just a segment of the agricultural value chain. food processing can be diverse. Like there's nothing you are doing that cannot meet with food processing. It can be extremely diverse when it comes to agricultural food processing. Like for each and every plant, for each and every animal that you venture into growing or rearing, there are at least 5 ways of processing them. At least 5 ways of processing. And then you'll be like, oh, I just want to grow. There are people, fine, I'm not asking you not to grow, I'm not asking you not to rear, but the place of processing is even a value chain on its own. The place of logistics is even a value chain on its own. The place of packaging, the place of branding is a value chain. The place of preserving, storage is a value chain on its own. But why would every one of us, and mind you, when you're talking about processing, you are gradually bringing in the ends of technology. Yes, because when you know, oh, this is what I want to do, how will I preserve? There is nothing you want to preserve, you want to process, you want to store in this 21st century that will not require technology. So it is because you've had the idea of doing something better. That is why your technological idea would thrive. Your technological initiative would thrive. But when you don't know what you want to do, and you still want to repeat the cycle of the conventional ways of farming, you will end up saying after 2 or 3 years, I don't want to have anything to do with agriculture again because it is not yielding, it is not profitable, it is too rural, it is too local. Like a lot of opportunities, just a lot of opportunities. When we are not talking about the distribution and commercialization, that is even it is a whole lot on its own. I don't even think it's something we can dissect, we can finish dissecting on this program because in fact, you need to study it. You need to know where the produce is coming from. You need to know where it is going to. You need to know the stages of transportation. You need to know people that are along the agricultural value chain. You need to know the players. A lot. You see, in fact, sitting down to study the agricultural value chain, believe me, it is a value chain of its on its own. Oh, I want to know what exactly is happening along the agricultural value chain of a specific product I am interested in. I'll use vegetable again. You want to grow vegetable. Sitting down for a month or two to understand what is going in and out of the agricultural value chain of vegetable agri-food system is a lot on its own. It is when you study, it is when we keep using the word study because we need to study, yes, because I don't think you can do anything logical wise when you don't want to study it. Value chain on its own. So that is it. The agricultural value chain, like I do say, is long enough to accommodate everybody. If every one of us, yes, if every one of us, it is not exaggeration, say, oh, I want to do something in respect, even food processing. Food processing is still part of, in fact, I think the topmost organization for agriculture is being called the Food and Agricultural Organization. So agriculture is not on its own. Food is not on its own. Food and Agricultural Organization. So when food and agriculture comes together, then we've realized that agri-food systems have been put in place. In fact, when it comes to soil alone, you don't even know the good you are doing to farmers when you study what is going on within their soil. Soil analysis is even enough on its own. When you now talk about plant analysis, okay, what pest management? Do you know what African farmers are going through when it comes to looking into the damages pests and diseases are causing on various farms? Do you know how many produce are going in, how many tons and hectares of land, tons of produces are going down the drain because of the infestation of pests and diseases? And you are a youth and you want to do something different. How will you help them make a difference? How will you provide a solution for change when you are not ready to study these things? So it's as easy as when we are not ready to study, when we are not ready to learn, then we shouldn't be talking about youth involvement in agriculture. Because as a youth, their ideas, their reports, their statistics, there are a lot of things that have been put in place. But provided you are not ready to learn these things, excuse me, then you are not ready to make a change. And for yourself, you are not ready to be profitable. And for the entire ecosystem, you are not ready to be sustainable. And have not put all these things in place, what will be our results? What will be our goal? What will be our aim? Yes. What will be our like the thing that we are going to achieve at the end? Although it is a gradual process, but if we are not doing it gradually now, we will not be able to achieve it. Youth involvement in agriculture, enabling technology, what will be the end result of everything? Food security. As a matter of fact, there are some terminologies still on the side of learning. As a youth in agriculture, you shouldn't be saying you're a youth in agriculture where you don't even know the meaning of food security. You shouldn't be saying you're a youth in agriculture where you don't even know the meaning of zero hunger. You shouldn't be saying you're a youth where you don't even know the sustainable goals. You don't know zero hunger development goal for food and agriculture. I mean, how do you there are a lot of things that have been put in place to guard us. Like there are a lot of reports, a lot of what's it called, a lot of workspace have been done to put things in place. But when you don't know about them, it is like you are working. I'm seeing something on my screen. We are in the studio right now. Yes, I think StreamYard Studio. But it is like you are working back the stage. Yes, when you don't know things like this and you claim, oh, we are in the cultural sector, you want to make something different. Knowing the terminologies that guards the current treasury in the agro space is enough for you to thrive well. So when we are talking about the place of food security as defined by the United Nations, some people don't even know, and you are a youth in the agro space, you don't even know that United Nations has an inclement with food security. But according to the United Nations Committee on World Food security means that all people at all times have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food that meets their food preferences and dietary needs for an active and healthy life. So, what are we saying? It is not enough for us to have food available. It is not for us to have excess food. But any food in the next 20, 30 years that is not nutritious, that is not safe, that is not sufficient, that does not meet the food preferences of the individual consuming the food is not what to be called a food. That is the point. Fine. In your processes, these are the things you need to keep in check. These are the checks and balances you need to view and say, oh, what exactly am I doing? Okay, I am interested in the production of vegetables. In my processes, would this vegetable be sufficient? Would this vegetable be safe? Would this vegetable be nutritious? Is it going to meet the food preferences of the consumers? Is it going to meet the dietary needs for an active and healthy life of the consumers? These are the things that should put you on check. And then some people say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, but I don't have the credit facility, I don't have what it takes, I don't have the space, do not know the channels to get all these opportunities. Yes, because there are a lot of opportunities that have been put in place, that even initiatives that are working towards establishing opportunities. But when you don't learn about A, that's something I've realized about the agro sector. When you don't learn about A, you won't know B. Talk less of knowing C. So you need to put all these things in check. You need to put all these things in place. You need to understand that what the food system, food safety are different. They are not the same thing. When you're talking about the food systems, food security, food safety, they are not the same thing. And that is why agriculture is not on its own. And that is why food is not on its own. They are interwoven because they can't do without each other. When we are talking about the food systems, include all activities related to the production, distribution, and consumption of food that affects nutrition and health. When we are talking about food security, exists when all people, like I've said earlier, and when we are talking about activities, processes, policies, in the food chain aimed at ensuring food is safe for consumption. I hope you now understand it is beyond vegetables. I hope it is now you understand it is beyond your passion for technology, because you need to know what you want to use technology to enable. Yes, it is beyond your passion. It is real business. It is real work. It is real commitment. It is real grace. And when you are not ready to put all these things in place, it is as simple as you are not doing anything. Yes, it is as simple as saying you are not doing anything. So it is beyond passion as a youth. And it is when you are doing something meaningful and better, that is when people will be able to look up to you to, oh, just like my mentor in the agro space, Farmer Samson Ogbole, I don't know if you have heard of him before, is doing something unique through enabling us to growing of crops through soilless farming. A lot of youth just want to do something different. A lot of youth just want to do something, something changing. But if you are not ready to do these things, how are you going to know? It is when you do something different, something unique, that is when you can be able to say, oh, this is how it is being done. I've tried it before, I've worked. I have a colleague, her name is Farmasini. She's into backyard farming. She has practiced backyard farming over and over, and she's still practicing it. And she can tell us all that backyard farming is a way to food security, and it works. So, what are the benefits of sustainable agri-food system? Because food security, food safety, and food systems all have come on all together under sustainable agri-food system. When we have good agri-food system that is sustainable, it improves livelihood, it creates employment opportunities, which is the cogent one for youth, for this percentage of unemployed youth in Africa. It boosts the economy of the nation. You know, in time past, it used to be in Nigeria, to be precise, agriculture used to be the bedrock of the economy, but it is no longer like that. Everybody is running after oil and gas and fashion and entertainment these days. But agriculture, when it's being practiced aright, is enough to boost the economy of the nation because it used to be our bedrock. Yes, you know, gone are the days whereby, in fact, it is still happening on, but unlike before, whereby nations will come, oil palm, cocoa, rubber, you know, cola, a lot. And these cash crops that we've even looked away from are even still the ones that will pave way for us. Yes, it enhances nutrition. You know, there are a lot of diseases today that is attached or goes in alignment with nutrient deficiencies. In fact, when you're talking about the deficiency of macronutrients alone, not even macro, micro, when you're talking about the deficiency of, let us say, zinc alone, we know how it affects the health of humans, of animals. Because in the production of food, when we are talking about food security, I would like you to know that we are not even talking about the production of food for humans alone, even the production of food for animals. So what are we saying? What we are saying is you have a lot of things to do to put in place. Technology is available to enable you. Technology is not what will teach you what you want to do in the agro sector. Hope you know that technology is a whole industry on its own. Technology is a whole sector on its own. It is until you get it right, that thing you want to do in the agro sector as a youth, that is when you can invite technology. And in all, they are interwoven. When you get it right as a youth, and when agriculture is fixed on the right gaze with you personally, then you bring technology which will position you appropriately in the agro marketplace of the 21st century. And I would like to bring it to an end with saying, like though I've said it before, I made my presentation, that for you to do something different in the agro space, for you to be able to solution, because you solution provider. There are a lot of in fact a lot of problems on ground already. So nobody should be ready. We should be solution providers. So for you to be an optimum solution provider, for you to be a provider, you must be ready to learn. I think that is the place you are missing it. You are interested in, let me use something I've not been using since morning, in, let me say, cowpea production. Go to a farm where cowpea has been produced consistently. Go and intern, go and learn. You can't just say because you have been reading it in your and you've been watching it on YouTube and you just want to venture into the production of cowpea just like that. So, as youth, we need to come into the side of learning, and learning. When we learn well, then we would discover, we would dictate what exactly is going on with the current agri-food systems in cooperation with the climate, in cooperation with the agricultural value chain, and we'll be able to become solution providers. You'll be able to improve your own personal livelihood, and that is the place of profitability. And for the entire world, making Africa a better place to be, the place of sustainability, sustainable agri-food systems will come in. Thank you for having me. Thank you for listening to me. I hope I've been able to prick your heart this evening to make you understand that there is nothing you can do as a youth without the side of learning. And technology is going to only enable your knowledge of what you've learned. I really appreciate the organizers of this program. Adaize, I celebrate you a lot. Muiwa, thanks for always reaching out. Thank you for having me once again. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.
Wow, wonderful. Like, I don't know. I it was really packed full. Like, who else is who's as in, how do I say it? My appetite for agriculture has even increased from what I used to have. You really did justice to this. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. I mean, you really nailed it. Thank you so much. Thank you. We are grateful to have you here today with us. I have a lot of. I took notes. I see. I still took notes. So I took a lot of points. It's not enough to have passion. Passion is not enough. You need to have. You need to learn. You need to go through the learning phase. That is one of the fundamentals for you to do the right thing within the agricultural value chain. Research, learn, and mentorship are key things within the agricultural value chain for it to play a huge role. And yes, study to show the self, study to show that self approved, just as our Bible has said. Sorry, I'm bringing that in, but she said, "Where you don't learn, you don't deserve to earn." That strikes a very huge, like it strikes the bell right now. Yes, so please, you guys have heard everything from our speaker for today. Yes, and then for the technology part, not just for you to have a tech solution, it should be a tailored one. It should bring in the indigenous part of it into our conventional farming method, and then do a lot of research to know what actually works for these farmers, include them in whatever solution you're trying to bring. And then finally, Miss Stella said she feels that we are doing a lot when it comes to production. There are a lot of production players within the agricultural value chain. Be a value addition person. So come and add value to the agricultural value chain. And of course, I agree. I totally agree. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we have questions here, quick one. We're going to be taking at least few questions. We have a lot of them, but I'll do the top five. So we have one here from Mr. Ayo, and he says, "Can you share few challenges you've encountered as a youth in agriculture and how you've scaled through these challenges?" So over to you, Miss Stella. It says, "Can you share few challenges you've encountered as a youth in agriculture and how you've scaled through these challenges?"
All right, thank you so much. So, my foremost challenge as a youth in the agro space, in fact, I'm still overcoming it, is people, I don't know, in the side of Nigeria, I think in Africa at large, when you tell people, oh, you're into agriculture, it will look like, are you serious? Like, into agriculture, like, why are you into agriculture? Do you want to be an old person? Do you want to get out of what is happening in the social sphere? Like, why are you into agriculture? Why agriculture? When you now even use the word "I am a farmer," oh, you spilled it all. Like, a young girl like you, a young person like you, why are you into farming? And I'll say, oh, being a farmer does not mean you have to be on the farm. I am a solution provider. So it took the grit for me to be able to publicly say and always come out to say I'm into the agri sector, because everybody will be like, in fact, even people that are close to you. Okay, it started for me as gaining admission into the university to study crop production. So when you tell people, "Oh, I'm now in the university," what are you studying? Crop production. Is that not something related to plant and animals? Like, in fact, the countenance on the person's face be like, "So you are studying crop production. Why are you in school? So you are going to the university to study agric. You are going to the university to study farming. Something that my grandmother used to do. Something that is easy. And you are the one studying the course. You know the effort. You know what you are putting into it to be successful." So that is actually the first one for me. And the other one is acceptance. Yes, acceptance. When you even try to, okay, this is the solution I have with me. This is the problem. Even when the problem is being seen, it takes, I think, extra effort for it to be accepted. And that is the place of the involvement of youth in agriculture. Don't be surprised. I've been out for agricultural extension services, and when you meet our age farmers, when you meet our I call them loyal farmers, because as it is now, they are the ones still producing our food. When you meet them and tell them, oh, mama, papa, this is the new thing. Okay, this is the improved seed. Mama, papa, in place of agrochemicals, you can cure your manures and this and do that. It will be like, oh no, we've been doing this thing for the past 30 years. You are too young to be telling us what to do. So the place of acceptance, like just pure rejection. And oh, this thing works out. I've seen it work out. I've seen it bringing out solutions. But the place of, oh, we can't accept it. The place of, oh, we will accept it. Just come back later. So generally, in one word, I'll say acceptance has been the big deal for me in the agro sector. But even from your family, it took results for you to be accepted, that, oh, this what this girl is doing is actually making sense. Let's start supporting you. So, but at the long run, when you start showing up results, when you are not just involved, but you have evidences of results to show for what you are doing, and then your results then start speaking on your behalf. So acceptance has been the main challenge. But personally, I've been able to put that in place with consistency, the grit, and the determination of this is what I want to do. I will not come to the university to waste my years. And if this sector, like this course, was given a whole name and as textbooks and as researchers doing something wonderful, then I should also do something different. I don't matter the criticism around, even from your classmates in school. When your classmates will look at it and say, this agbebiri own is too much. Is it not the same crop production we are studying? Please, I know what I mean. So that's just it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful. Mr. Ayu, I hope you've gotten answers to your question. Okay, we have another one here. What are the key expectations from the agricultural value chain as a youth? What are the key expectations from the agricultural value chain as a youth?
All right, thank you. So the key expectation from the agricultural value chain as a youth, whenever I think about that, I split it into two. I would say profitability and sustainability. Because I don't think any youth out there, we want to do, in this our current world, we want to do anything that is not profitable. Like my mentor will say, if it is money that is giving you the grit, if it is money that is gingering you to do something different in the agro space, let it be your motivation. Like, if you know what you are coming to the agro space to make profit, but please learn before coming to make profit. So the expectation is sustainability and profitability. When we are profitable, the grid for sustainability will be there. And the sustainability side affects everybody. The profitability side might be personal to you, but the sustainability side is profitable to all. For example, the processing of tomatoes. Okay, fine. For yourself, you are into the process, but for everybody around, tomato paste to be available when tomato fruit is out of season. It is profitable to everybody, and even to the ecosystem. Oh, this thing is getting, although somebody might want to say that, oh, when it's rotten, it's enhanced. In the place of wastage, it is even enhancing the ecosystem at large. So expectation from the best understanding is in two sides: profitability and sustainability. Profitability to your own, and sustainability production of food and the agriculture industry, and even to the ecosystem. Because whenever we are talking about agriculture now, we can't do away with the side of global warming and climate change. So anything you are doing must be sustainable, must be able to put in check the side of weather, climate, meteorological records and all. So profitability and sustainability is the expectation of the agri value chain. Thank you.
We have a last one now. It says if your youths are interested in agriculture, however, most do not have a background in agriculture or even technology itself. Are there companies who offer internships? So I'll take it again. If your youths are interested in agriculture, however, most do not have a background in agriculture or even technology. Are there companies who offer internships?
I like to say in the agricultural sector, something I've enjoyed is opportunities. Yeah, opportunities even beyond my direct contact. Why? Because I'm open-minded. As it is now in the agro sector, for example, I'm putting on a shirt of FCMB. It is a farmer something something easy club, and that smart farmer something something like that. I hope you can see it. So in the place of opportunities, internship in the agro space, you must be open-minded because they are a lot. But the thing is, if you are not interested in A, if you are not interested in doing something in A, you can't know the next one. In fact, as a matter of fact, one thing I learned is for every organization, for every sector, there is always a side of social enhancement of producing food or access to nutrition for everyone. Like, for example, even in banking systems, you won't be surprised that even banks have a strategy to establish the side of farmers, food, agriculture. So the opportunities in ministries, even in medicals, yes, there's a place of nutrition and dietitians are everywhere. Like they also want to magnify what they are doing in the medical side. So it is everywhere, and I will introduce you to one that can open your mind to a lot. I don't know if you've heard about Soilless Farm before, Soilless Farm Lab. Soilless Farm Lab is currently engaging youth. In fact, the name of the program is Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture. As somebody who is involved in the agricultural sector, I don't think you should not be aware, but because you don't have a connection of somebody who is in connection with it, you won't know. And there are a lot of this. So when you check out for Farmer Samson Ogbole, either on Google, Instagram, Samson Prolific, or maybe via Agbebiri, you'll see the connection. Solid Farm Lab is currently organizing a program for 3 months where you will be trained on how to grow vegetables for 3 months, and you'll be established. Like they have conditions for you to be established, I think, per team. There are a lot, like they are diverse. After learning one, you will know another, and that will keep leading you to different opportunities. I can for free tell you that those that are even gaining ground in the agro sector for now and the ones that don't even have backgrounds in agricultural studies or agricultural sciences. For example, Farmer Samson, I think it was into biochemistry. Aki Alabi was into accounting. A lot. And Madam Okpe Farm, she's a lawyer. So it doesn't matter if you never studied agriculture. It doesn't matter if you never had anything to do with agricultural studies or sciences or research works based with agriculture. It is related to am I open-minded? Farmer Samson was a biochemist. He went to serve in IITA. From IITA, he learned about soilless farming and he's doing wonderfully well, promoting a lot of things, impacting youth in the agricultural sector because he was open-minded. Same thing as Akanabi of corporate farmers. These people are open-minded. They learned, like they were intentional about learning. So it doesn't, in fact, as a matter, I do say something that every sphere, every industry, every profession has a space to fill in the agricultural sector, and that is just it. In fact, people in law, there's a place of agric law, there's a place of settling of disputes a lot. When it comes to pharmaceuticals, a lot of people want to go into organic consumption a lot. So just be open-minded. Like I said, you can check out for Farmer Samson Ogbole, Enterprise for Youth in Agriculture. Admissions are still ongoing. From there, you can keep encountering many opportunities. Thank you.
I missed out on your question. Sorry, I think this is the last one, guys. This is the last one. Please, we have to let her go. It's a two-in-one question, and it says, "Are there any policies covering the youth in our policy system? If no, what are the key steps we, the players who are already into the agricultural value chain, are taking and ensuring that we have favorable policies for the youth in agriculture?" That's 1A. And then 1B, I know that access to credit or funding is a huge obstacle to the youth going into agriculture. How can you advise us on this and how do we go about this? I think that's the last question for the day.
All right, thank you. I will want you to know that there is currently even a policy on board established by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Youth, Innovation, Technology. I really can't remember the name at the moment, but the policy would extend from has been on board since 2022 and it will extend to 2025 or 2026. But the thing is, that is why we are asking our youth to learn. Youth need to learn. You for a youth in the agro sector, you claim to be in the agricultural sector and you don't know there is a policy that guards what you are doing at the moment. How are you going to bring a solution that will go in line with that policy? Because as a matter of fact, you need to study this policy and pick yours from it. What you are concerned about in the old policy might just be two sentences, but when you don't know about these two sentences, and if I'm not concerned with it, I might not study it. I might not be available to tell you about it. But currently in Nigeria now, for those of us in Nigeria, there is a policy established by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, like I said, since last year till I think 2025, that pumps through youth. In fact, there is technology is within the title of the policy. Yes, there are policies, and the thing is, there are a lot of I want to remember the right word right now, workflow that got policy engagement. In fact, the policy makers are waiting for there's this forum that was established in Ogun State Federal Ministry last week for agriculture. This policy for active participants of agricultural value chain. But the thing is, you are on Instagram. How many active farmers do you know? How many like how many people do you know that are into processing? For example, Adaize and I we connected via Instagram. You are in the agro sector, you don't know Adaize, you don't know Farmer Samson, you don't know Akian Labi, you don't know Madam Edobo, you don't know line farmers, you don't know cattle farms, you don't know Olabisi Sarah, you don't know this extension man, like a lot of people. You don't know Adeoba Mary, you don't know White Up Global. How are you going to meet these opportunities? These are the people that would advertise these opportunities. These are the people that create these opportunities. You don't know Victoria Madedor, you don't know the commissioner of agric of your state, you don't know the minister of agriculture of the nation. Like, you are not following a lot of agricultural platforms. How would you know? How would you know? So that is it, that these policies are available, and most times a lot of people establish engagement around these policies. For example, for people who are in the agro space, you always talk about food security. Food security. It is because the international body, the Global Alliance for Agriculture, International Association of Students in Agriculture, are in alignment with food security. So everybody will do something in respect to food security. It is when you do something in respect to food security, that is when you will be seen and be available for opportunities. And for credit facility, it still boils down to what are you learning and what are you putting out there. For example, FarmSpeak Technology Limited. I'll be using FarmSpeak for example. Let's now assume there's an organization, maybe Corporate Farmers International, maybe the Federal Ministry of Agri, maybe the Flying Farmer, maybe Labisi Sarah's organization. There's somebody, maybe Farmer Lawrence of Ekiti, wants to do something in respect to technology, in respect to media, in respect to bringing um, engagers of technology in respect to agriculture on board. Automatically, if Adaize FarmSpeak is in connection with these people, they would know grants, availability of grant, opportunities, challenges, things that can get you to the next point. You need to be on the platform whereby your name can be mentioned. You need to for credit, I'm talking about credit now. Credit will not come to you for free. That is the truth. And nobody is going to give you credit when you are not a solution provider. So it needs to start with what you are doing. Then you will be seen as an opportunity for change, and you'll be invested in. You can't sit down at the corner of your room and say you're interested in the production of poultry birds, and you've never reared 5 poultry birds, and you want somebody to invest in you. Nobody will invest in you. Nobody will give you their credit. Nobody will give you their money. That is the truth. We need to be sincere with ourselves. So for you to access credit, you must position yourself as a solution provider. And that is when people will be able to partner with you. People will be able to reason with you. Gradually, you'll be able to be a change maker. And that is it about credit. You can't just sit down somewhere and say credit is not coming to you. You need to position yourself as a solution provider, and people who ask this credit will be able to reason and learn with you, and then you'll be able to get credit facilities. And even to that, there are a lot of things you need to learn, even in writing. You can't want to apply for a grant now and you shouldn't know how to prepare grant letters, a lot of things like that. You need to learn. As a youth in the agro marketplace of the 21st century, you just need to learn. When you are ready to learn, like I said earlier, you would earn. Thank you. I hope it's not sounding like an aspire to perspire thing. It is just a fact. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Stella. Thank you so much again for gracing us with your presence. Thank you so much. Like, I feel so energized today and starting off the year with this conversation. And I want to trust that everyone here on this call and those who will be actually going back to our YouTube channel to watch the replay would actually feel energized the same way I am right now. So thank you. We've come to the end of the session. We have to allow our speaker go. She has other engagement for the day. But I have an announcement. And yes, concerning the training and having mentorships in the space, she has done justice to it. Follow the right people, boost your network. Make sure you can't be following people who are actually not adding value to you. So you can't say you want to be study you want to have something in agriculture, and all you're just following is fintech. So follow the right people, engage with the right people, be in conversation and all of that. And you know aside your passion, you have to make a lot of research. And yes, Fans Week is bringing something to you guys first week of February, I guess February, first week or second week. So stay glued to our channels, our social media channels. I think they've dropped the link to our WhatsApp and Telegram channel. Please join. We'll be announcing this and pulling out and rolling out flyers very soon. It is an on-site training for youths in agriculture, and this is tech training for both the crop, people who want to study crop, and then livestock, and a whole lot. It's an on-site training, and I trust me, the benefits, when you see this benefits for this training, you would want to be a participant and a partaker for this. So thank you so much for gracing our show today, our sweet participants, and thank you so much, our facilitator for today and our speaker. God bless us all. I wish you guys a wonderful evening, and I hope you guys have learned a lot. You have learned, you have relearned, and you're also learning too. So yes, right now on the screen, this is a display of our social media channels, from our Telegram group to our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and LinkedIn. And of course, you can reach us if you browse that out on our website. You can see our customer 24/7 online support. You can reach us out. And then if you want to connect to the speaker for today, you can reach us out and then we'll link you up with her. Thank you so much. Do have a great and wonderful evening ahead. Bye. See you.